Hi recap viewers, welcome back to Twisted Movies. Today, I will be recapping a Chinese comedy film called Hello Mr. Billionaire, which was released back in 2018. Don't forget, there are going to be spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. In the first scene of the movie, we see a guy bragging on how good he is at his profession. He is named Wang Duyu as he is the protagonist of the movie. Wang Duyu is a goalkeeper at a Class C football club called the Daxiang team, and the person he is seen speaking with is a man called Mr. Jean. Mr. Jean tells Wang Duyu to come closer and join him eat, as he further listed his past failed life to him, revealing that he knows him very well. Wang Duyu brings out a small ball from his pocket. As he tries to show Mr. Jean how good he is in goalkeeping, he bounced the ball to the wall and jumped to catch it, but he got hit on the head and falls to the ground. Seeing all Wang Duyu's effort to impress him, Mr. Jean tells Wang Duyu that he is not intending to sign him up. He became angry after hearing this and started yelling at Mr. Jean for wasting his time, but soon kept quiet when Mr. Jean raised a weaved basket covering some huge amount of money. Mr. Jean then offers to give him the money, but in return, he is to lose 3 goals in the match between the Daxiang and another opposing team. He refuses the offer and also tells Mr. Jean that the opposing team would not get a goal. The movie then shifts us to the football match, as the opposing team happens to win them with 5 goals, which annoyed everyone, including his team and coach. He had a flashback on the money he had turned down previously and almost fainted, but got assisted by the opposing team, after which they threw him in celebration, as they had won because he was bad at goalkeeping. We later see a guy hurrying to Wang Duyu's apartment. He is named Chang Zhuang and he is Wang Duyu's closest friend. He reaches the door of the apartment and called out on Wang Duyu but got no response. So he looked beneath the door and found him standing on a stool. Chang Zhuang thought that his friend was about committing a suicide, so he breaks the door, only to find Wang Duyu fixing a light bulb. Chang Zhuang later drove his sad friend to the training field, assuring him that he won't let their coach fire him. While they arrived at the training field, Chang Zhuang confronts their coach, but their coach later fires them both. On their way home, they encountered a man who falsely claimed that they had hit him in order to obtain money from them. Wang Duyu and his friends seized this and became more angry. They raised the man and hit him on the car variously, but they were later stopped by a girl named Xia Zhu who thought that the man was being bullied by them. She takes out her phone and recorded the event, and somehow, Wang Duyu and Chang Zhuang are being thrown into a police cell. But they were later bailed by Mr. Jean. Mr. Jean later reveals to them both that he is not a team owner, and the money he had offered Wang Duyu previously was just a test. He also tells Wang Duyu that he was going to show him something shocking, and he should be prepared. They all later arrived at an insurance company. Wang Duyu, accompanied by Mr. Jean, enters the company, while Chang Zhuang is asked to stay outside. Wang Duyu is introduced to Mr. Yin and Mr. Lai, as it is revealed that they both work in a trust fund company. Mr. Jean later explained to Wang Duyu that he has a great uncle who fell out and lost contact of his family, as all his relatives thought that he was dead long ago but he had passed out the previous month. He also included that Wang Duyu's uncle was an insurance tycoon while he was alive, and tells him that he is the only heir to his uncle's wealth. Wang Duyu fell to the chair in excitement after hearing this, but the man tells him not to be too excited, as there was some harder test for him. He was later shown a video of his late uncle, where he realizes that his test was to spend 1 billion yuan within a month in order to inherit his uncle's 30 billion yuan. He was also given some conditions for the challenge, which he included that he must spend the money in Shihong City, as he was not going to own any asset. The second condition was that he could not give any to charity and must spend the money for himself. Thirdly, he could not hire more than 100 employees, as they would all provide equivalent services. He further stated that the fourth rule was that he could not destroy any valuable material, and added that he is not allowed to inflate good price. And lastly, that he could not tell anyone about this. His late uncle had dared him to take the challenge, and if he fails he gets nothing, or refuse the challenge, and go with a check worth 10 million yuan. Wang Duyu was then given 2 papers, one containing the 1 billion challenge, and a check worth 10 million yuan if he refuses the challenge. He required to know how the 30 billion yuan would be handled if he refuses the challenge, which Mr. Jean states that it would then be handled by Mr. Yin and Mr. Lai. With all this, he decides to go with the challenge and sign the papers. Mr. Jean informs Wang Duyu that he will be monitoring him and would appoint an accountant to keep track of his expenses. While they are having the conversation, the girl from the earlier scene named Xia Zhu walks in, as it turns out that she was the accountant that was appointed to keep track of his expenses. They were both shocked to see each other and angrily argued among themselves. Xia Zhu asked Mr. Jean if she could choose another client, but he refuses. She is not happy with this, but she accepts anyway. The crew then went to a vault, where the money is kept, and while the guards had opened the door, Wang Duyu and his friend froze in shock because of the huge amount of money they saw. We later see Wang Duyu and his friend Chang Zhuang carrying some huge bag of money, after which they are being stopped by some security guard, whom Wang Duyu instantly employs, offering them the salary of the president's bodyguard. Chang Zhuang questions him on why he would offer them such huge amount of pay, but he urges Chang Zhuang to just support him, concluding that he has a plan. The two later returned to their training field and started making plans on how they would renovate it. Their coach hears this and starts making jest of them. Wang Duyu tells them that he is now a billionaire and he would like to rent the team, as he would invite a Class A football club called the Hangtai team to play against them. They all started laughing after hearing this. Even their coach thinks he might have been going through some psychological effect because he had fired him from his club, but they soon became convinced when Wang Duyu shows them some proof. He then took the team as they all drove off to an expensive hotel in the city. During the trip, Wang Duyu started asking Xia Zhu some wired questions, causing her to reveal her boyfriend, whom she claimed to be an outstanding youth who gives speeches to spread positive vibes. They later arrived at the hotel, and since Wang Duyu could not own any asset according to the rules of the challenge, he rented the whole hotel for a month, with millions of yuans. He also hosted a big dinner party that night at the hotel. During the party, he made an announcement on his new investment company that he was going to launch the next day, and also announced that his best friend Chang Zhuang would be in charge of the company. The next day, Wang Duyu was informed that the Hangtai team had accepted his 10 million offer for a football match, of which he became happy and asked Xia Zhu to make a quick transfer. Xia Zhu tries to warn him on his spendings, but he avoids the conversation. He later meets Xia Zhu's boyfriend Jian Nanlu, who came to see Xia Zhu. Jian Nanlu, on the other hand, starts acting wired because of the huge amount of money Wang Duyu offered him to sponsor his ticket in his upcoming speech. He even went as far as offering to work as a gardener for Wang Duyu. Xia Zhu became very angry, seeing her boyfriend, whom she has been bragging about, acting strange because of money. She left the scene, telling Jian Nanlu not to contact her anymore. They later held a conference meeting, and surprisingly to Wang Duyu's employees, he ordered that a large number of stocks should be bought, without even analyzing what would be the outcome. Few moments later, a guy dressed in a weird pattern interrupts the meeting with a weird invention which he had made, and begged Wang Duyu to invest in his weird project. Wang Duyu agrees to invest in his project, while the guy starts dancing on the table. Xia Zhu tries to warn him on his massive spendings, but he tells her that dreams should be respected. Not quite long, one of his guard tells him that he also has a dream and starts explaining his attempt to invent something new, which he also agrees to invest in, while the guard joins the other guy on the table as they both dance together. He also asked if anyone else had a dream, and we later see a bunch of people dancing on top of the table, signifying that he had accepted to invest in their various inventions. In the next scene, we see Wang Duyu waking up from his sleep after being given a massage. He is later seduced by the masseuse named Xia Xia, as she wanted him to have sexual intercourse with her. And while he resists her, Xia Zhu walks in, as she informs him that he has a meeting to attend. As they both walk through the field, Xia Zhu sees her boyfriend working as a gardener. She became more angry and decides to break up with him. Moreover, we later find out that the masseuse named Xia Xia was sent by Mr. Yin and Mr. Lai, as their original plan was to make Wang Duyu fail the challenge, because it was illegal to have sexual intercourse with a masseuse. Wang Duyu later took his team for training. There he met Mr. Yin and Mr. Lai, after which they all had lunch together. During the launch, a person among his team gave compliments on the food they were eating, stating how expensive the foods were. But Mr. Lai made a statement, insinuating that it's not the food that is expensive, but rather the person you eat with. Wang Duyu hears this, and thought of a weird idea, to spend his money quickly. He invited a big investor called Mr. Lafitte for lunch with a huge amount of money. While they were both having lunch, Wang Duyu started asking Mr. Lafitte some weird questions. Xia Zhu tried to make Wang Duyu understand that his questions was weird, but he wouldn't listen. He even went far as asking Mr. Lafitte his business failures, and offers to buy him lunch for the rest of the month. This made Mr. Lafitte angry, so he left. Xia Zhu also became angry, because if Wang Duyu had listened to her, the whole thing wouldn't have been in total mess. She is seen sadly walking in the street, when Wang Duyu drives to her, trying to start up a conversation. Xia Zhu tells him how all the companies she has worked for always go bankrupt. She also later called Wang Duyu an idiot for his excessive spendings and behavior, and hoped that Wang Duyu would fire her, but Wang Duyu did not react to her insult. He even complimented her, telling her that she is a mascot to him. Later on at the next conference meeting, Xia Zhu apologized to Wang Duyu for being rude. Wang Duyu was also informed that somehow, most of his investment had made huge profit, as there was no loss at all. This made him very angry. He asked them all to leave, and started throwing papers in anger. The next day, Chang Zhuang introduced a guy to Wang Duyu, whom he claimed was an expert in supervising business. Wang Duyu agrees to let him work with Chang Zhuang, because he was intrigued by his look, as he thought that the guy would not be a good business supervisor. Chang Zhuang also suggested that they should all celebrate with some fireworks. Wang Duyu hears this, and thought of an idea. Later that night, Xia Zhu is seen in her room, blowing a candle on a little cake, with a wish never to celebrate her birthday alone again. As it turns out that it was her birthday, Jian Nanlu soon arrived at her doorstep with a bouquet of flower on his hand. Xia Zhu joyfully accepts it, but got angry when she realized that he had come because he needed money from Wang Duyu, so she angrily smashed his face with her cake. She soon go out to Wang Duyu to give account of his spendings, but he tells her to keep business aside, and displayed the fireworks to her, as he tells her that he had bought all the fireworks from the city. She asked Wang Duyu how he became aware about her birthday. Wang Duyu actually had no idea, but he plays along anyway, so he sang her a birthday song. This made her become emotional, but she soon stopped him, as she asked if Wang Duyu was interested in her. Wang Duyu literally confirms it, but she tells him that she would rather take him as an uncle and thanked him for the fireworks.